I am here with a great guest. We're going to have a chat about his upcoming visit to Ireland. So, Wayne, you're very, very welcome. Delighted to have you here today.
Thank you, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. So, I suppose let's start with how this world kind of invited you into it.
I've studied all the major religions and spiritual paths in the world. And Huna, or Kahuna, the secrets, it's the cleanest one. It has no dogma, no doctrine. It's a science of life and how energy interacts with itself to create our experience. Now, the Hawaiians had this form of cleaning and clearing their consciousness before going to bed at night. And the traditional hooponopono, all the generations, possibly 4 at least, would gather in the family room every night before bed, and they would share any grievances they had with other family members or with life itself or with themselves. And they would be cleared, their consciousness would be cleared through the process of hooponopono before going to sleep and having a nice clean dream time and waking up with a new day. So in the 80s, this woman named Morna Simeona, she's a physician and healer and kahuna, she was the one teaching and facilitating these circles. And she saw that people were coming from everywhere in the world, marrying the Hawaiians and taking them home. And she was really concerned that this process would not go with them, because it's always done traditionally in a circle, with the family. So she prayed, and she got this download of how to internalize the Ho'oponopono system so you could do it alone and accomplish the same, if not a better effect with your family members, your loved ones, your relationship to life. And she called it self-identity Ho'oponopono. She started teaching it in the 80s, so the ones leaving Hawaii could carry it with them and do it wherever they lived. I have relanguaged it myself to sort of simplify it for a wider audience, like reclaiming original innocence is the outcome of cleaning and clearing any guilt, shame, resentment, anger, depression that you may be carrying inside, using aloha light, the waterfall of aloha, descending through your 8th chakra into your heart, into your belly, into your body as you breathe it in, and you welcome those feelings of downward spiral into the light, and they get lifted out of your body. And the memory that was causing it, all the charge in that memory dissolves.
It's a very sacred practice. When you go to Hawaii, it's quite a deep practice. Like, surely when you do it here, there's going to be quite a ritual around it. So in the West, there's a tendency to try and grab things quickly and to try and work through things quite fast. Oh, can I do this on my way to the office, Or do you feel that it needs to be kept where it is in a sacred place? What's your thoughts around that?
Yeah. The 7th principle in Huna, the corollary is, what works is what's true. So, whatever application you apply sincerely in a way that is authentic is going to have an effect on your life. Now, having said that, because I don't want to discourage anybody from just, taking out the garbage and going, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, over and over again, or doing the dishes or taking a shower, because all of it can contribute to the clearing of consciousness. And that's just the way we're formed. When we say a mantra over and over again, even if we don't believe in it, it numbs the mind from fear. And so it can have an effect even by itself. In the Course in Miracles, in the very beginning of the workbook, Jesus says, hey, you don't have to believe a word of this. Just do it every day and check it out. And so I hope that answers your question about the shallow application of it. As long as you do it sincerely and authentically with the correct intent, it's going to have an effect. And the reason I wrote these books and the reason I'm teaching these weekend courses is to give people access to an extremely deep application of how to use those lines like psychic surgery. A good metaphor to use in regards to what we're speaking about is all of our experience here in life. On level 1 reality, which is everything is separate, it has gravity, as our emotions have gravity as well. And so, thank God, when we leave the body and the body stays on earth, we don't take those emotions with us. They go back to the earth. So this is a very sort of horizontal experience full of gravity. That's why the emotions seem to pull us down. Like depression, for example, is one of the most widespread ones after COVID. My whole practice in presenting the hooponopono self-responsibility work is in going vertical, in becoming that vertical shaft of aloha light, descending from your higher self, your I am presence, your God self, your angelic self, your divinity, whatever you want to call it. You make this your best friend and confidant to witness your life through you're using your breath in this connection. It's a daily practice. It takes a lot of practice, to be honest, because we're talking about plugging into something that doesn't come through the senses at all. You won't be able to feel it or see it or smell it or touch it or hear it. So you have to get very still and actually to befriend it and have it breathe into you so that you can feel it in your cells as light or love, synonymous. And once this vertical connection is sound, then those lines, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, they have an entirely different application vertically, which involves no one else on level 1 reality. We're playing on level 3 and 4. Level 1, everything is separate. Level 2, everything is connected. Level 3, everything is a reflection of what's in our mind. And level 4, there is no separation at all. We are everything and everything is us. So when you go vertical with self-responsibility, hooponopono, you're invoking a shaft of light from your I am presence to deal with those emotions, to transmute them, to melt them, to have them accepted so fully in a bed of love that the stones in your bowl of light, which are blocking the light, get removed and returned to the earth.
But how do you approach describing Lomilomi? Like what does that mean to you? I'm landing it with you, Wayne.
Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been answering that question for a very long time. And my latest response is, it's like a near-death experience.
You don't mess around, man. Wow.
No, because when you are connected so thoroughly with your divinity through the channels of yourself and all your energy being opened, and with a divine practitioner who knows the secrets and knows how to breathe aloha in and through all your portals, you're going to heaven, buddy, and with your body. And Lomilomi tends to be, it's such a deeply reverent spiritual experience. Like you said, it is absolutely ineffable. We can actually evolve our soul through this practice. The soul comes to earth to evolve through the body and through the senses. The soul knows itself as immortal. So that's why we take a lot of chances and risks and make so many mistakes, because we have to do that to evolve, right? And we carry a lot of stuff from our ancestors in our blood, in our bones, you know. And Lomilomi, you know, it was designed as an alignment for all aspects, primarily the main three, father, mother, child as one, is the way Morna Simeona would say it. Father, mother, child as one, right? New Age would be spirit, mind, body, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Every spiritual path has a trinity. So Lomilomi, it tends to distract the busy mind through breath, touching, communion with light, love into the cells and the portals, so that the mind forgets, for the moment, time and the material world, and drifts into infinity to touch the origin of self. And that doesn't happen every time. It's not a guarantee, but that is absolutely the intention when I do my practice on people, to have them touch something that cannot be described in words, that is the source of their being. And that will turn a few notches on the maturity of their emotional body and their soul's journey through this lifetime. So we're constantly giving people back their power to change their life. It's not something we fix. When we go into a healing session with someone, it's a communion with divinity through the whole complex of human existence. It takes great courage to heal. And I want to let people know that it's worth it. It's worth it to take those first steps outside of your routine and get some assistance in realigning yourself with your primary, your primal divinity and innocence, so that you can live your life more freely and experience more peace and joy.
And as we go, Wayne, just give us the prayer before we go, that beautiful prayer.
Father, Mother God, thank you for this interview and for this transmission and for all the souls that it will touch and bring to the circle. Amama ua noa, lele valia kuala. I send this prayer off with love and light, and so it is. Hey, Powell.
Boom. We did it. Okay, folks. Adios.